as far as like someone's business goes, when is the point that they should look into an equity crowdfunding campaign to make sure that they're successful, right? Should they already have revenue? Should they have a product out there? Should they have traction, or does it not matter?
No, you just have to have people that will want to invest. So when we did our crowdfunding campaign, we did have some pre-orders and we had some early deposits, but we weren't in the market yet. We still aren't all the way. And, we weren't generating a ton of revenue yet, just a little bit in deposits, but we had a crowd. We had an audience of people that wanted to support. So the right time is when you believe that you can raise your minimum. I think sometimes the minimum is like $10,000. Yeah. When you believe in enough people to give you that minimum, because if you don't reach your minimum, you can't have the money. So, and then you got to pay so much to do it. It has to be worth it because, like I said, you have to pay for a financial review. You have to pay for due diligence. If you can't raise enough money to make it make sense to pay what you need to pay to raise money, you don't need to do it. You can just go out and get money from friends and family in your first round without putting all the money up front. But every business is a good fit, if you have that supporter base.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I think building some type of following before you get into that is huge. Before you start looking into it, just so you have people to say, "Hey, I'm doing this," and they actually know who you are and like understand what you've been building. Going into the platforms, we've been looking into all of them. We have relationships with them, and stuff too. What made you look into, or what made you decide to go with Start Engine? Because I know from our research, I believe they take around like 7% of the money raised, plus they also take some equity in the company as well. I know WeFunder doesn't take equity. Republic, they do. Most of them are between are usually around 7%. It seems like is the number of that's their fee that they take of the money raised. But each platform has their different things. Like I know Republic, I think they take equity in the form of a safe. Seed Invest takes some equity, but they have a much harder due diligence and application process than all the others. So what made you go with Start Engine and why did you choose that platform?
Before I jump in, I want to answer Kevin's question. I answered it in the box, but he said, are there entities that can help with due diligence data room? Just Google due diligence data room or due diligence documents, and then there'll be a list online of what that essentially is, and just create a data room in Dropbox or Google Drive or whatever cloud that you use, because you need to be able to send that link to those clouds to the people for compliance. So I have them in Google Drive and I have them in Dropbox, and I also have some things in oh my God, what's it called? It's another one because one investor wanted to use this one, but you could just drop the folders in there, and I just every month when I reconcile, I drop everything that I do. I drop it in the data room folder. I have a due diligence folder says due diligence public, and it's just open for people that are wanting to invest in us. But every contract I sign, as soon as it's signed, I download it, drop it in there. Always stay ready. Get in the habit of being organized. You have to be organized as a CEO. You cannot scramble and look for stuff because it's crazy. When they were coming at me when I did the audit, they were asking me about line items on my bank statement from 2017 January, last month. And I wasn't organized. They're like, where's the invoice for this? What did you spend $2,000 on January 2017? And I was like, I know exactly what it was because I'm organized. And that's how you have to be, or it'll take forever.
Yeah.
So your question, I forgot it that quick. You said,
why'd you choose Start?
Why did you Start Engine? So
yeah, because I'm sure you looked into the other platforms too when you were going through this.
Yeah, I vetted all of them very thoroughly, interviewed all of them. Initially, I chose Start Engine because they were going to do an ATS exchange and they were very close to approval. And I wanted to do the STO, and they were very close to approval for ATS. So I was doing a token sale. But then we raised it, and then they didn't get approved because the SEC is not approving secondary exchanges. They do not want us privately trading between each other shares. Right. What happened in 2017 when we were all on, on Coinbase and all those things trading tokens? They don't want that. They do not like that. They shut that down. Yeah. I had all the accounts, Poloniex, and I'm trading on everything. They don't want that. So they're not going to make it easy anytime soon. So I already had a good relationship with them. We, as of today, we have like the number 8 highest campaign on the platform history. So the team is very hands-on. I mean, they're a startup also. They're a new business. And so I have a great relationship with the CEO, want to hire up teams. But also, I guard my equity like gold. I do not give it out. I don't share it, unless it's with my team. So I like that I can either give them equity or pay $10,000. I would rather pay $10,000. I did not give them equity. They do not have equity in my business because last April, I closed around at an $8 million valuation. Right now, today, my company worth $25 million. If I would have gave them shares on top of giving them 7% of what I raised, they're making too much money off of me. You cannot do that. You're not going to do that. So I'll give you $2,000 because that's a flat number.
Yeah.
Instead of taking that 10, now that 10,000 in equity would be worth 30-something thousand today. No way. I don't think so. No.
Right. So Start Engine will actually let you basically buy them out or say, hey, I'm going to give you 10K, and then
they might not tell you that, but this is my rule. Everything is negotiable. Every contract is negotiable. I negotiated all the term sheets I ever got. That's like writing my own term sheet. I negotiate everything hard because keep in mind, everybody are business people. They're in it for them. You got to be in it for you. And it's no hard feelings. It's business. So they did try it. And they gave me the contract, and they said, and I read every single line of every contract. It'll be 40 pages, 60. I read every single line of every contract because it's that one paragraph you skip over. They got something that's going to bite you later, and I've learned that the hard way. So I read every single line, and I was like, oh, I got to give you equity. You slid that in.
Yeah.
No, right? Take that out. And you can negotiate with investors, with everybody.
For sure, especially with your level. I'm sure they just wanted you to do the crowdfunding campaign with you anyway, so they were willing to do that.
Yeah, but value. I'm making you guys hundreds of thousands of dollars off of just commission.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's
not getting.
Yeah, it's funny. There's one of the other founders we interviewed, Mike Viscuso. He recently sold his company Carbon Black to VMware for over $2 billion.
Oh wow!
And when we started the interview, he was like, look, there are no rules in entrepreneurship and in business and startups. Like whatever I say, it's my advice, but it might be different for you and your business and your journey and whatever.
100%.
So I love with the negotiation, they're just going to present what they normally do. Right. But there's always, and that same thing with crowdfunding campaigns, that same thing with investors. Mm-hmm. There's always things that you can do. There's always things that you can bring to the table, different ways to negotiate things as well. Don
he knows me. He knows I turn up. He knows that I turn up. So
yeah, I love it. No, it's great. It's great energy. I mean, you can see that you're very passionate about this stuff.
I'm serious about my equity. I don't give it away. I'm serious about it. Founders are too willing to give up equity early. Just chill. Just chill out. If you know what it's worth, fight for it. It's yours. You can't get it.
It's that, and then just make sure it's vested too. Make sure your shares. I mean, even every single person, myself included, even though I'm the only board member and technically I control the shares, but even my shares are vested, right?
Yeah.
My partner, our investors, everything. Make sure that they're vested, because if they do decide to leave the company, you don't have to give them the rest. You just have to give them up to that point. And most of the time there's a cliff on it. So no one gets any equity for a year unless they keep working at the company.